Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. We are back with another One Piece video. It is One Piece chapter 1063, titled The Only Family I've Got. Let's get into it. So the cover page, we have Chocolate Town, which Pudding resides over. It is still frozen solid, where Brulee's there crying because Pudding has gone missing. And also there is Cracker, I believe, who is frozen solid on the ground. Now, this is important for a couple of reasons. Number one, what happened at the end of the chapter, especially, which I don't want to, it's not really a spoiler because I'm doing a review for the chapter, but so Blackbeard, he showed up, right, at the end of the chapter. And so when you look at his crew, a lot of times, at least from like what I've seen, when he went after Hancock and all of that, it was Blackbeard and a couple other of his subordinates. So maybe Blackbeard had, because there's speculation that Aokiji is part of his crew, and he's the only person that we know of that can freeze something. And Pudding was presumed to have the ability with her third eye to read the poneglyphs, and especially at the end of the chapter with Blackbeard talking about poneglyphs, it could be presumed that he sent Aokiji, because Shiryu was in this chapter as well. Aokiji, Shiryu were the two people that were pulling up on Whole Cake Island that we saw like 10 chapters ago or whatever during the cover story, and that they froze the town and they took Pudding, right? That makes logical sense to me. Let me know how you guys feel about that in the comment section below. But one thing I want to mention, when it comes to cover stories, there was like Anels, there was Ace, there was Pounds, right? There's some cover stories that I think are, I don't want to say like top tier importance in the story, but I feel like, they're left out of the anime version, and which I guess is also another reason why the manga is better. But I feel like for this, if this is something, Germa escaping, and Blackbeard potentially stealing Pudding, I feel like this is important, and like anime onlys won't really know what happened and how Pudding ended up getting captured and stuff like that. But the actual chapter starts off with Luffy and his separated crew with Bonney, and how they're sitting up in here. They ate a lot. It reminds me of Whole Cake Island when they ate all that chocolate. They became like super big and super plump. And so Vegapunk 06 is like, yo, you guys sure have like some bulging bellies. And Jinbei's like, oh, well, I'm always like that, right? Jinbei in this chapter reminds me of like, he got the dad bod, and just, how like the dads, they like, they got the belly, but they're really strong. That's what Jinbei reminds me of in this chapter. So Vegapunk 06, she's like, yo, I got work to do. She ends up leaving, where the crew ends up, well, I'm saying the crew, but this part of the crew, they end up, exploring the lab, seeing different things. The assistants are coming out to assist as well. And they're like, well, hold up. They weren't here in the beginning, so why are they coming out now? Where Jinbei's like, maybe they thought of us as a threat. They're more comfortable with us, etc. Where Luffy, he ends up wearing this new futuristic, like, gear where or clothes where he says it feels light, and, it's so futuristic, I guess. It says SSG on it. I think it looks pretty cool. This is going to be his new outfit for this arc. They get new outfits every arc, and I wonder if the rest of the crew, since they're separated, if they're going to get any. But he wears some, Chopper has some, Bonney, she has some as well, and Jinbei has some as well. Jinbei, like I said, he looks like a dad. He got like the little tropical Hawaiian shirt on, right? It's just so funny, so cool. I like their designs. All of a sudden, there is a Kuma that is on its way. It has police on it. It's about to charge at them. Apparently, it's a Pacifista. Is going after them because they stole something. Now, I find it funny because they stole food, and like they're doing this again. Right, since they already stole food, it's like, well, why wasn't the Kuma going after them when they had like, now like that they stole food, and now that they stole clothes, he's after them? I don't know, maybe like the tech has like, or the clothes has something to do with like, I don't know, better speed or something, I don't know. But he's going after him, right? He ends up shooting a laser at him and they dodge, where Jinbei and Luffy is like, alright, well, we gotta defend ourselves, we gotta take him out, or it'll be a serious problem. Jinbei's like, well, it's, kind of funny, right? How, we gotta, play defensive, but I guess, with hostiles always coming after us, pirates, this is something that we've always done. So Luffy's going in, right, uses gear third, about to clock his ish, right, where Bonney comes in and kicks Luffy and makes him stop. Luffy's like, well, what the hell is wrong with you? This one's gonna take us out. It's a Pacifista. And then Bonney, she's like, well, don't hurt him because this is my father, right? In the last chapter, or the chapter before that, I don't remember, but within the last two, she made mention that Kuma was her father, and I think it was in the Viver card, don't quote me on that. And so, but she said it internally, right? Or she never exactly said who was the cyborg that or the person that was turned into a cyborg, but now she officially says it, where everybody's shocked, right? Because the Straw Hats, they have connection to Kuma, Bonney does as well. And so she's like, don't hurt my dad, where, she's a little bit panicked, she's a little bit distraught, doesn't know what to do. And she's about to get hit by the Pacifista later, where Luffy's going in and he tries to stop her or save her because she's in a state of panic right now. And I also want to make mention, Kuma, when you look at the flashback, he doesn't, well, at least from what I see, he doesn't have his little paws. It's kind of hard because you only see the back of his hand instead of the front. And so he also has glasses. He doesn't have his hat, and he kind of looks like a saint or like somebody from like a Sky Island or something. That's just me. He looks different from like normal characters, I guess. But it also could be because I think he has scratches as well. It also could be because, like, he's a part of revolutionary. Maybe they went through a lot of injustice, and so Kuma was, probably constantly beat up or something like that. Just something to mention. We also get to see Trafalgar Law. I'm actually surprised. We just went away with him like 5 chapters ago, and so now that we're back, I guess technically I think he's like in the top 4 or 5 like favorite characters. And so we see him, but we really see her. I was like, well, why the heck is Law a woman, right? Apparently he's going against somebody whose devil fruit can turn or gender swap, right? And I think this is funny because I believe Oda, I know he did it for the Straw Hats. I think he did it for the worst generation as well, in either an SBS or something where he gender swapped them. So maybe he just wanted to include this in the story. But Law, I ain't gonna, Law look like a baddie, right? And his crew is like losing it. They're like, they're hitting on him, where he's like, yo, in the battle with the Empress made me realize if I use an insane amount of Haki, then I can overcome any devil fruit power. Which it kind of like puts a little in there. I guess, there was the scene where Law said he couldn't put him down or separate them because their Haki was too strong. But then technically, right, like, Boa Hancock, when she uses her devil fruit, you can't use Haki to block that out. And then Sugar, like, if she touches you, I don't know. There's a lot of this is why I say Haki is such a great power system along with devil fruits, but also sucks because I think it has like a lot of gray area with what does and doesn't counteract it. We also find out that it is Blackbeard's crew, like I said earlier, that is going after him, which is Burgess, it's the Doc, Vinegar, and I think it's Blackbeard. Those are the 4 that are there. So like I said, Shiryu and Aokiji, they could possibly be on Whole Cake Island, but apparently the doctor, he has the sick fruit, which allows him to create different diseases. However, any devil fruit has a weakness, I guess you could say, and so the weakness is every devil fruit or every disease that he makes does have a cure. Vinegar, he does have the teleportation ability. He sends Burgess onto the island that Law had to go to because his ship was being damaged. Then there's also Burgess, he has the buff fruit, and this man is picking up a mountain, right? Then there's Law, he's like, yo, the devil fruit hunters for this crew, it shows because they have some insanely strong devil fruits, where Blackbeard ends up pulling up. And I believe the little dog, or I guess horse, I think his name is Stronger, that Doc rides, he has a mythical zone devil fruit, which is the model Pegasus, where Blackbeard's like, yo, you, Kid, and Luffy, or Straw Hat, I didn't know which one of y'all were going to come on my, like, to this island or this pathway, but one of you guys were. However, when Wano happened, Big Mama Kaido's defeat, it turns the world upside down. He's like, Kaido had one, a poneglyph, right? So I think Law has 2 rubbings, technically, the one on Zao and the one on Onigashima, or in Wano. I don't know if Luffy gave him the rubbing of the one they got from Whole Cake Island, but if he did, that would mean Law minimum has 2, max he has 3, and so Blackbeard's like, yo, Law, right? He said, you have a poneglyph, let's see who's gonna, give me the poneglyph. And, Law, he's like, yo, winner take all, right? They're about to scrap. Now, personally, out of the 3, in terms of strictly just devil fruit, I know Luffy's is broken with, his imagination and stuff, but I think Law's devil fruit is probably the best, or, well, besides Luffy, the second best in the series. And like, the way that he uses room and like how he can use like different things to teleport away and stuff like that. Honestly, Law's devil fruit should not, like, if we're strictly talking about devil fruit, he should be able to hold his own against Blackbeard, but when it comes to hockey, I don't know if Blackbeard has advanced, don't know if he has conquerors or whatnot. But one thing to mention is, like, you know, there's also Burgess here, there's also Vandengur, and it's really Law. He's talking his ish, right? I respect it, but respectfully, Law, you're about to get your ass whooped because your crew is so trash, right? If you had, maybe if he even had, like, kind of like Luffy, if Luffy were to pull up, or Blackbeard were to pull up on him, right? At least Luffy had Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, Robin, Frank, you know, all of them. But Law has Beppo. Who's Beppo gonna fight? Burgess? Burgess is gonna eat that polar bear for breakfast. So I don't know how Law's gonna get out of this. But this may just be how Blackbeard gets the poneglyphs. I don't know. Overall, really interesting chapter. A lot of stuff happened. The stuff with Kuma and all that, I didn't necessarily really care about. But the stuff with Law, I was like, whew, I really hope Law doesn't die, right? I really like him. And especially with Blackbeard being a devil fruit hunter, if Law, like, does lose, then Blackbeard is definitely taking his devil fruit. But let me know how you guys feel about this chapter in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. It's on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to unleash your potential.